And now we're here for nominations. So is there a nomination for Commander-in-Chief?
It is my honor to stand before you today to nominate a candidate who is well qualified for the high office of Commander-in-Chief. She exemplifies what the VFW stands for. Carol Whitmore spent a total of 36 years in the U.S. Army, both active duty and reserves. She retired as a first sergeant. Carol earned her eligibility into the VFW from her deployment to Iraq with the 103rd Expeditionary Sustainment Command. She joined the VFW post 9127 in Des Moines, Iowa, where she maintains her Gold Legacy Life membership. Carol has served in various elected and appointed positions at all levels of the VFW, culminating with her election as Department Commander in 2018, in which she and her department achieved All-American status. On the national level, she served on the Legislative Committee for 3 years and on the General Resolution Committee. Carol was elected to a 4-year term in the VFW's National Council of Administration from her state of Iowa in June of 2019. Carol served on the National Finance Committee as a council member. Carol has proven over the last 2 years she is not only willing and able to perform the duties of National Commander, but also that she is very capable of performing those duties. In recognition to her military service, she received the Legion of Merit Medal, Bronze Star Medal, 6 Army Accommodation Medal, Army Achievement Medals, and 4 Good Conduct Medals. I don't know about that. National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Medal, and a Combat Action Badge, among others. Carol attended the University of Northern Iowa and the Hawkeye Community College. She is a retired nurse. She's a member of the Military Order of the Cootie, a life member of the American Legion. Carol and her husband, Brad, is also a life member of the VFW, reside in Des Moines, Iowa. It is a pleasure and an honor to place the name of Carol Whitmore for your consideration for the high office of Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for 2025-2026. Thank you.
We have a nomination, and there is a second. So I would invite her to come forward.
Goodnell Metz, Delegate, Post 1318, Madison, Wisconsin. It is my distinct honor to be standing here before you to speak about a comrade who is more than ready, willing, and very able to become the Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Chief Thine spoke of Carol's accomplishments in the military and as a member of the VFW. I want to tell you about Carol as an individual. Carol cares deeply not only about this organization, but also about you and your family. As much as she can, she will give you her undivided attention, listen, and give advice if asked for. If there exists a fault, it is that she will stay speaking with you for as long as it may take, while 10 other people line up to speak to her. Carol and I have a few things in common. We are both part of the Women's Army Corps. We are both retired non-commissioned officers. We were state commanders together, and we were on the National Council together. In other words, yes, we are very good friends. She is not only a veteran, She is the daughter of a World War II veteran and the proud wife of a Vietnam combat veteran. I proudly second the nomination for Commander-in-Chief of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States for 2024-25 of my sister from another, Mr. Carol Whitmore.
Are there any nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations for Commander-in-Chief? Nominations remain open until tomorrow. Are there any nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief?
It's my honor to place the nomination for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, a comrade that's been in this organization for 29 years. Tim Peters, who's currently our Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, retired from the Air Force 20 years, joined the VFW in 1996 at VFW Post 805, O'Fallon, Illinois. There, he was the post commander while on active duty 3 times and made All-American post commander twice. Shortly after his retirement, he and his wife, Barb, moved to East Helena, Montana, where he now is a life member, Gold Legacy Life member of Post 10,010. This is where his work continues. Shortly after joining VFW Post 10,010, he became the post commander once again, where he also received All-American Post Commander. In 2010, 2011, he was the department commander, and again, All-American Department Commander. Shortly after, the following year, they had an election for department quartermaster, which he ran for. The Department of Montana was having serious issues. They were in the red. Their current quartermaster at the time took off with approximately $130,000. So he brought the Department of Montana from the red back to the black in just 1 year. He continued filling department quartermaster for the Department of Montana for 13 years, from 2011 to 24. He made All-American Department Quartermaster 7 times. And what a special note here is he also became a Department All-American, Post-Department All-American, and District All-American, all 3 levels in the same year. I think it's the first time it's ever been accomplished. In 2012 is when I met Tim Peters. We were both on the council together for 4 years. Because of his knowledge in finance, he was appointed immediately to the Finance Committee and Audit and Budget Committee all 4 years while on National Council. I was impressed by his leadership. I was impressed by the way he handled funds. In 2018 and 2019, he became an elite recruiter, recruited 385 members. Today, he has approximately over 1,200 plus members recruited, and I think that's a very important thing to know, that he recruits for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, because if you're going to be the Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief or Commander-in-Chief of this organization, you should lead from the front. Membership is important. In 2018, he was appointed Budget and Finance Chairman, and he served on this chairmanship for 8 consecutive years under 2 commander-in-chiefs, to include myself. In 2020, 2023, Tim started to campaign for National Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief throughout the Western Conference. He was on the road. He was away from his family. He was endorsed by the Western Conference at the 124th National Convention and our nominee for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief designee. The following year in Louisville, Kentucky, he was elected by you to become our Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief for this organization. During that year as Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, he has visited over 12 departments, all in all 4 conferences, to include the Pacific areas, Korea, and the Philippines. As you saw when TPAA was on this stage earlier, in March of 2025, he traveled to Thailand and Vietnam on a recovery mission with DPAA to bring home our heroes. And comrades, the Veterans of Foreign Wars has been doing that since 1993. There, he produced a video to show all of us the process of wet sifting sand and dirt to find possible fragments of any remains of our heroes from Vietnam. Tim's goal is POW MIA and to bring home as many of our heroes as possible. He has met with the director of DPA 4 times this year, Kelly McKegg, to identify more recovery missions so we can bring home our loved ones lost but not forgotten. He also turned over artifacts to the Vietnamese ambassador. You see, comrades, Tim has done more for this organization than most of you would know. I am proud to nominate Tim Peters for the high office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the ensuing year 25-26. Thank you, comrades.
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief, national officers, delegates to the National Convention, my fellow comrades. I'm Tom Poliat, Commander-in-Chief 9899. I have the direct pleasure and honor to stand before this delegation to our great organization and second the nomination of Tim Peters for the office of National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the ensuing year. With unanimous endorsement of the Western Conference, his Department of Montana, his wife Barb, we brought to you, as promised, a sincere and energetic leader for the VFW. In Tim Peters, we have delivered. This last year, as your Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief, you had the opportunity to see him and get to know him for yourself. You have witnessed firsthand his dedication to the VFW. He seeks your input and will use that input to make the VFW a better organization. Over the years, he has earned the respect of comrades throughout our organization. Tim is a hard worker, and he has chosen the VFW to be his work. I'm from Montana, and we in Montana are happy that he chose the VFW to be his work because, as was said, when he came to our state as state quartermaster, we were thousands of dollars in debt with no money in the bank. He set to work, and soon we were on a solid financial footing. He brought Montana out of the red into the black. This is what Tim does. He works hard until the job is done. That is what a leader does. The VFW recognizes leadership by awarding him All-American Department Commander and All-American Department Quartermaster. Tim is a leader in recruiting also. He leads by example there, too. He's a certified national recruiter, has distinguished himself as an elite recruiter and a century recruiter 6 times. He works these recruiting tables and brings eligibles into our organization And he's successful in this regard because he has the heart and passion for the VFW. This passion for the VFW has caused Tim to give much of his time to aid and assist veterans and their families. His work helping veterans and their families attracted others to work with him. Before long, Tim had a team of people working with him, getting things done in all areas of the VFW, membership, programs, etc. At every stage, Tim sets goals, and working together, the team reached or exceeded those goals. That's why Montana has been an all-American department 7 times in the last 10 years. And Tim doesn't credit these successes to himself, he credits the team. His hard work showed us again what it is to be a leader by example. He sets the bar for what it is to be a hardworking member in the VFW, and this is leadership. Tim will be the same proven leader for our organization when he is our National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Tim has twice been chairman of the National Budget and Finance. He's been Western Conference Secretary, a National Council member, and a member of numerous national committees. While in these chairs, Tim showed that he's not afraid to challenge any issue which he feels is not in the best interest of the VFW. He has a proactive approach to solving problems, which leads to quicker, more focused solutions. Where others see only difficulties, Tim sees possibilities. And Tim sees great possibilities in our VFW future. Through these elections and appointments, Tim acquired the knowledge and experience that will aid and assist him in serving as our National Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Okay. Oh, so I didn't know. So it is without reservation and with great pride that I second the nomination of the man most qualified to be our next Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief, Tom Poliot. Tim Peters, thank you.
Are there any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Are there any other nominations? I recognize Past Commander-in-Chief Harmon.
Past Commander-in-Chief Keith Harmon, 2017-18, and delegate to this convention. I stand before you today to nominate Corey Geiser from Wisconsin for the high office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief. And Corey has been endorsed by the Big Ten Conference, by the way. Corey served 7 years in the United States Army in the military police and earned his eligibility through a 12-month tour in Korea and 15 months tour in Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. Corey left the United States Army as a staff sergeant and served in various leadership positions to include the last 2 years as a platoon sergeant. When he returned home from Iraq, he joined the VFW as a member at large and later transferred his membership to Post 721 in Waukesha, where he maintains his Gold Legacy Life membership. Within the VFW, Corey has served as a post commander, earning All-State honors twice. On the district level, he has been an All-State and All-American commander. On the department level, he served the 2021-22 year as state commander, and Corey is currently the National Council member representing the Department of Wisconsin. Corey is a Gold Legacy Life member, a member of the American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, and Iraq-Afghanistan Veterans Association. Corey currently lives in Heartland, Wisconsin with his wife Beth and daughter Laura. Corey and Beth will celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary tomorrow. Corey has been employed at the Battery Plus LLC for the past 12 years and is a national commercial sales coach for the commercial team. In his role, he mentors and trains franchise owners and their commercial sales representatives from all over the country on growing their business-to-business sales. Corey also works heavily in the government division of Batteries Plus, where he helps the owners of Battery Plus to navigate the complex bid process of the government sales. Comrades, it is an honor for me to place the name of Corey Geisler in nomination for the high office of Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief for the 2025-26 year.
Commander-in-Chief, thank you for these brief moments. My fellow comrades, I know the hour is late, so I will try and be brief. During these days of this national convention, and I'm sure many of you, have felt a sense that something good is going on. A wind seems to be blowing through when I see this younger generation of veterans that are obviously committed to honoring our past, but forging a future that continues the mission for which we are so well known and so revered by our fellow veterans. To that end, the VFW deserves a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that is totally committed to supporting our Commander-in-Chief during the 25-26 year and working with her to ensure success of our organization. The VFW deserves a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that is committed to surrounding himself with leaders of integrity that will help him move forward and pay homage to the work of those veterans that have gone before us. The VFW deserves a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that will work every day to move this organization forward and bring honor to this great organization and all of us that are its members. We deserve a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that will always put the VFW first, and we deserve a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that will work tirelessly to take away the me and insert the we. My comrades, I suggest that we deserve a Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief that represents all of us and will work tirelessly to bring us together and understand that when you hold high VFW office, what you do and what you say and how you act and how you present yourself to our fellow Americans reflects either favorably or unfavorably upon all of us. It is a special trust. And I submit to you that Corey Geisler is the man for this job. My Great Southern Conference has endorsed Corey, and I am pleased to stand before you and second the nomination of a new generation of leadership that will lead this organization forward in the years to come and be the kind of leader that will make you and me and all of us proud. I'm honored to second the nomination of Corey Geisler for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
Comrades, are there any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Senior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Seeing none, the nominations will remain open until tomorrow. And so now we have the Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Are there any nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief?
Thank you, Commander-in-Chief. To you and the national officers, my fellow delegates to the 126th VFW National Convention. I'm honored today to represent the Keystone State of Pennsylvania and the Great Eastern States Conference to place in nomination the name of Glenn R. Umberger, Jr. for the high office of Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief 2025-2026. A Gold Legacy Life member of VFW Post 7155 in Trapp, Pennsylvania, Glenn earned his eligibility while serving in the Army Reserve during Operation Desert Shield and Desert Storm. In fact, Glenn served in the Army Reserve, enlisting as a private and retiring as a major after 33 years of honorable service. During his service, he was the recipient of numerous awards and citations. Glenn also served as a federal U.S. Army civil servant for 33 years. Now fully retired, he is ready to devote his every day to our VFW as Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief. Glenn has served at all levels of our organization, in the post, district, state, and now finishing his term on the National Council Administration. He was Pennsylvania State Commander in 2015-2016. Glenn has a bachelor's degree from Shippensburg University in criminal justice. What I have just described to you is a resume of a proven leader. Glenn leads by example. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. He brings people together towards common goals. Glenn is a steady hand at the wheel. As we meet the challenges of our fellow veterans, military personnel, and their families, that's what our organization needs, proven leaders. Glenn R. Umberger is such a person, and that is why I'm honored and proud to place a nomination, his name, for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief 2025-2026, and I ask for your support for his election. Thank you.
Commander-in-Chief, national officers, comrades and delegates to this convention. I'm Dwight Sarmiento, delegate to this convention and past Commander-in-Chief. It is truly an honor for me to stand here and nominate a man I've known over a decade. When we talk about the right person at the right time for the right job, that's Glenn Umberger, Jr. from the Department of Pennsylvania. When he goes down in the rolls, when this is all said and done, I assure you, matter of fact, if I had to put money on it, he's gonna go down as one of the great ones. Honestly, I don't say that lightly. I mean that, Glenn. It is an honor for me to stand in front of you and proudly endorse Glenn Umberger out of the Department of Pennsylvania for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief.
Are there any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Thank you. Any other nominations for Junior Vice Commander-in-Chief? Nominations will remain open until tomorrow. And now, I'd like to request, are there any nominations for Quartermaster General?
Comrade Commander-in-Chief, Chris Haynes, Ohio National Council Member, VFW Post 7596 Delegate. It gives me great pleasure to nominate a comrade who has served this organization with distinction over the years. I've had the privilege to work alongside him as a National Council Member and as a member of the Budget and Finance Committee. We have crossed paths at many departments over the years where he shows his individuality as a representative of the national organization. He is focused, he is an excellent communicator, and he mentors comrades wherever he may be. He has demonstrated his fiscal responsibilities in all areas of the organization. He has achieved goals of efficiency in areas where he sees a need. Even his shirts are abbreviated, NITB, not in the budget. He has led the modernization of product lines within the VFW store, including the successful 125th anniversary items, along with upgraded and more fashionable apparel for both men and women. He remains steadfast to provide leadership in the Quartermaster General's office, who places the organization above himself. He continues to search out areas of inefficiencies, evaluates options and benefits, addresses them, institutes necessary changes, whether popular or not. He has worked to cut costs on how poppies will be distributed in the future and how our buildings are maintained. A true steward of our finances and investments, he works to ensure we provide the world-class service and support our members rely on for another 125 years. It gives me great pleasure to nominate Mark Garduno for Quartermaster General 2025-2026.
Bill Thigh-Pass, Commander-in-Chief of the Department of Indiana. Mark Garduno was elected Quartermaster General of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States on March 21st, 2022 by special election of the National Council of Administration. Prior to his election, he held appointed positions as VFW Assistant Quartermaster General and served as a member of the VFW National Legislative Committee and National Bylaws Study Group. Mark retired from the U.S. Army after 20 years as Chief Warrant Officer, CW3, Human Resources Technician, and his assignments included several tours in the Republic of Korea, Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and the Joint Readiness Training Center, headquartered in Little Rock Air Force Base in Arkansas. After retiring from the Army in 2008, he held various civilian sector management positions, to include several years as project manager for the Department of the Defense contracting company with service at the Joint Personnel Effects Depot, Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. He joined the VFW Post 8180 in Seoul, Korea in 2005, and currently maintains his Gold Legacy Life membership at VFW Post 3238, Camden, Delaware. Mark holds the distinction of being named a Triple Crown All-American Commander and led a VFW Outstanding Community Services Post in 2016. Mark is a 2021 graduate of Wilmington University, where he received his Master's of Science degree in Nonprofit Management. He is a life member of the Military Order of the Cooties, the VFW National Home. He belongs to Sigma Beta Delta Honor Society of Business, Management, and Administration. Mark and his wife, Hunju, reside in Kansas City, Missouri. It is a privilege to second the nomination of Mark Garduno for the high office of Quartermaster General for the ensuing year. Thank you.
We come to the National Chaplain. Are there any nominations for National Chaplain?
Good evening. Nicole Horseman, 680, VFW Post 680, Lexington, Kentucky. It is my distinct privilege and honor to nominate to you Timothy Darren Atkins for National Chaplain for 25-26. I am going to nominate him in short fashion and keep it brief. He served in the Army for 13 years, earning his eligibility in Kosovo and Iraq. He joined the VFW in 2017 at VFW 5829 in Whitesburg, Kentucky, where he maintains his Gold Legacy membership. A few years later, in 2020, He became our department chaplain and remains in that position to date. 5 years later, he successfully created the chaplain's retreat that they held in Kentucky this spring. During COVID, Darren helped coordinate 800 care packages to veterans and was recognized by Mike Rowe in his web series, Returning the Favor. He has further implemented chaplain workshops and has created the Chaplain of the Year Award for our department. He has done all of this in what could be considered his short time within our organization. He has made long-lasting and impactful advances to the chaplaincy. He is also ordained through United National Ministry, and he would be an amazing candidate for you to consider for chaplain for 25-26. Thank you.
Evening, comrades. My name is Nathan Sesko. I'm the past department commander for the Department of Kentucky. I've known Darren for quite a while, and I'm from his district, but every single person in this organization has a mission, there's no doubt in my mind, and this gentleman's found his. He served at every level as chaplain that you could, but furthermore, he's boots on ground, not just with your memorial services and prayers at meetings that we sometimes get confused on it generic and we try to change wording, but he's a true faithful person. He's a faith-based man that whenever things get tough, with every disaster that Kentucky's had in the past 4 years, he's boots on ground being a beacon of light to every person that is struggling. His post became the headquarters, the hub for natural disaster before the Red Cross was even in Eastern Kentucky. He was there talking to people, comforting them. Those are the jobs that a chaplain gets forgotten about. They are there for people in their hardest times. That's the kind of person that we need as national chaplain, and I second the motion.
Are there any other nominations for national chaplain? Any other nominations for national chaplain? Any other nominations for national chaplain? Nominations will remain open until tomorrow. Are there any nominations for National Judge Advocate General?
Thank you. Commander-in-Chief, national officers, delegates and comrades at this 126th National Convention. My name is Paul Spera. I am a past Commander-in-Chief, and I very proudly stand here representing the Eastern States Conference to present our candidate for Judge Advocate General. I'm not going to read his resume, his bio. I don't have to tell you what his pedigree is and where he served, but I do want to tell you a very brief story. More than 50 years ago, I attended a national convention, and someone introduced me to this comrade. It seems at the time that a congressman from the state of Connecticut had introduced the very first piece of legislation dealing with the problems of Agent Orange. A resolution was brought to the floor of the convention. When it went into committee, it was rejected for various reasons. But that didn't stop him. When I met him, he was in the midst of putting together a group of individuals, all Vietnam veterans, to fight this on the floor of the convention. And fight it we did. And we won. We overrode the committee's recommendation. And from that moment to today, he has indicated that same passion, that same commitment to this organization, to the well-being of its members. But beyond that, He has dedicated his VFW career to the VFW bylaws. He lives them. He breathes them. 15 years he served on the bylaws committee of this national organization. He served once before as our Judge Advocate General. He was the Adjutant Quartermaster of the Department of Connecticut. His accomplishments are many. But what I'm asking you at this convention to look at is the content of his character, what he means to our organization, what he has meant to our organization, what he has done for our organization. So it is with a great deal of pleasure and pride that I present to you the name of Ronald Ronnie Roscoe Rosakowitz for the high office of Judge Advocate General for the years 25 and 26. Thank you.
For a second. There you go. This is us surrounded.
Commander-in-Chief, delegates on the dais, delegates in the audience. My name's Bob Barnhart, past state commander, council member. I'm on the pension board for national. Proud to be here as a delegate to nominate my good friend Ron Ruskowitz for the office of Judge Advocate. I know that he'll do a good job for this department, and he will keep us in line and help the Commander-in-Chief coming in. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other nominations for National Judge Advocate General? Any other nominations for National Judge? Any other nominations? The nominations will remain open until tomorrow. Now we have nomination for National Surgeon.
Good afternoon, comrades. You guys are asleep now, aren't you? Rocky Davis, can you hear me? Okay, Rocky Davis, 10,043, Lewiston, Idaho, delegate, past state commander, past national council member. Today I have the distinct honor of nominating a remarkable individual for the position of National Surgeon for the term 25-26, Douglas Welch. He goes by Doug, unless his wife's mad at him. Doug joined the VFW in 2014 before he left active duty. He served 6 years as an all-state post commander and 3 years as All-American post commander in Idaho's second largest post. He went through the chairs and served as a department commander in 2021 to 2022. He was National Deputy Chief of Staff 2023 to 2024 and served many years as district and post surgeon. He is the Gold Legacy Life member of the VFW, Life member of the Marine Corps League, Life member of the Fleet Reserve, and a member of the American Legion. Doug is chairman of the Lewiston, Idaho, Clarkson, Washington Valley Veterans Council and serves on the Idaho Veterans Assistant League Board for the Lewiston, Idaho Veterans Home. Doug is a local hospice volunteer, assisting and comforting veterans and their families. He's undereducated. He holds 3 bachelor's degrees, management, business administration, and psychology. Doug also holds 2 master's degrees in business administration and national security and strategic studies from the Naval War College. Doug's dedication to service spans an impressive 41 years, embodying the very essence of what it means to be a veteran. His journey began in 1973 when he enlisted in the United States Navy, serving as a hospital corpsman until 1981. Following this foundational experience, he transitioned to the Idaho Army National Guard as a combat medic, where he continued to exemplify courage and commitment until 1986. Throughout his military career, Doug has held numerous positions that highlight his expertise in the medical field. He's worked diligently to enhance deployable medical systems and medical readiness, collaborating not only with the United States Navy, Marine Corps, Army, and Air Force, but also with the Canadian military and NATO forces in multinational missions. His vast experience is a testament to his capability and readiness to serve our veterans. Between 2007 and 2011, he served as the Chief of Joint Regional Medical Plans in NORAD Northcom in Colorado Springs. Doug was instrumental in ensuring that our military personnel were medically prepared to respond to any crisis, providing essential leadership and guidance in medical planning and execution. From 2011-2014, Doug stepped up into a critical role as the Deputy Medical Advisor and Medical Intelligence Officer at Allied Headquarters Joint Force Command, Brunsum, Maryland, Netherlands. He played an integral part in NATO operations, contributing to the success of the International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan. His strategic insights during the vital period underscore his qualifications and unwavering commitment to operational excellence. Can't talk. I've been over an hour and a half? All right, can I go 25 seconds left? No! Okay. In closing, we ask for your support in Doug Welch for Surgeon General 2025-2026. Thank you.
Comrades, Joe Reiner, past state commander, Department of Idaho. It is my pleasure to second the nomination for retired Navy Captain Doug Welch, 41 years of military service in the Air Force. We call that a slow learner.
Any other nominations for surgeon? Any other nominations for surgeon? Any other nominations for surgeon? Nominations will remain open, and I'll call on the Adjutant General for any announcements.